The seller is not providing proper documentation and we may not close in time. We are first-time home buyers supposed to close on Monday. The sellers have not provided proper documentation, such as termite treatment being done, as required by our VA loan. They just haven't provided it. They've been asked for it daily. It's already 5 p.m. and if they don't send it today, we most likely cannot close in time. This is wildly inconvenient. We are renting and we need to be out of our rental by the 19th. We're driving from 3 states away and a U-Haul has already been reserved. My realtor said from the seller's perspective, this isn't their fault that closing may be extended since it is our lender's financial requirements. But they agreed to start to adhere to the requirements of a VA loan. Do we have a leg to stand on? Can they pay for a hotel for an extra night, a U-Haul an extra day? What the F do we do here? All right, so let's get into this one. The buyer's frustrated because the seller hasn't delivered the VA required termite documentation and closing is right around the corner. And honestly, I get it. This feels chaotic when you're a first-time home buyer. But here's the thing. What they're experiencing actually happens all the time. VA loans have very specific requirements, and the seller did agree to follow those terms when they accepted the offer. So yes, the documentation is something the seller must provide. But at the same time, this is also just part of how real estate works. There are always hurdles, repairs, forms, inspections, lender conditions. It's never perfectly clean. And a good agent on each side of the transaction should be managing expectations so that the buyer isn't blindsided by how normal these hiccups can be. And honestly, the buyer's lender isn't doing anything unusual either. If they don't have the proper documentation, they legally cannot close the loan. This is very much a lender requirement, but again, the seller agreed to those lender requirements by signing a VA contract. Now, can the buyer ask for the seller to cover the hotel night, the extra U-Haul day, all of that? Sure, they can ask, but it's not guaranteed. It's not typically something a seller is obligated to pay unless it's explicitly written in the contract. So the bottom line is this is annoying, but it is solvable. A little hustle on the seller side and a little patience on the buyer side would go a long way here. It's one of those real estate moments where everyone just needs to tighten up their communication and get that last paperwork across the finish line.